And last but not least, we have Todd Bodum with the City of Big Lake.
Thank you. Isn't this exciting? It's just nice to hear all these updates and reports. And my name is Todd Bodum with the City of Big Lake, and I'm happy to be here. And our site is located on the east side of County Road 43, about, I guess, an eighth to a quarter of a mile south of Highway 10. It's in an area that's privately held raw farmland. We do have a development that's occurring in there right now, housing development, 38 units. But I'll just kind of start off with some housing information for you, because at first our plan, we had some mixed use of different types of uses in there, but now with your new study, and I think it's been known that housing is probably something that's going to be the best use in that particular area. In 2007, there was a housing study completed, and then an update of a multifamily section completed in 2011. In 2012, near the site, within walking distance, is a 33-unit affordable housing near the station with TIF underground parking. And there might be another phase pending about 2014. In 2012, there was also a 20-unit advanced living facility, economic development TIF, and that created 10 full-time employees. In 2013, this year, again, the 38-unit market rate construction, which is in the TOD area. It's got a recreation facility, and there's a second phase, and that's pending at this point. And that's under construction right now. And in 2013, fairly close to the site, we had another application that came through and got approval for a 29-unit, sort of a 1 to 2 bedroom complex that's in our retail area, but within a easy commute to the TOD area. And in 2013 and 14, we're at the last leg of our quiet zone, and I wanted to mention that we're working on that. The city just wanted to highlight that we have an extensively updated infrastructure so we can handle a lot of capacity, sewer, water. We've invested a lot into that. And with that, I will leave it with you guys.
Okay, Jim McComb on the market.
Big Lake Station has the smallest number of residents employed in downtown Minneapolis, but 30% of them ride the Northstar to work. And like Elk River, their draw area extends south of the Mississippi and includes Monticello. And on the data we saw, there were even a couple of souls from Buffalo that were driving up and taking the Northstar out of Big Lake. As a freestanding community in the outstate Minnesota, the employment has been increasing, population has been increasing, households have been increasing, and average household size is increasing. So we have this sort of bookend of Fridley and Big Lake at the end, each end of the corridor, experiencing increasing household size for basically the same reason, an increase in the number of younger households coming into the communities and bringing more children. As a result of that, only about 11% of the householders are over age 65. The owner-occupied units are high, but then the number of owner-occupied units is increasing. Renter-occupied units have been increasing, as is the percentage of renter-occupied units. Interestingly, building permits, 186 in the previous period average, in 30 units per year in 2008, 2011 average. And if we look at the stationary and multi-family potential, 36 to 45 units per year in both the short-term and the long-term period. And as you could see from Todd's slide, they've been moving ahead with a fair number of multifamily development.
Jim Prost.
It's interesting, doing market study 206, 207, I just had a client come back to me and said, you were wrong. Well, in 2006 and 2007, we thought things were a little bit different than they turned out to be. And any market study done about at the end of that cycle probably has some deficiencies unless somebody had a better crystal ball than 99% of the people. What you really have here, however, is a lot of land that is in private ownership at the station and a lot of single-family platted land. So that does create, some issues, and you combine that with limited bonding capacity because good news is you have sewer and water capacity. Bad news is you spent your money already, so you don't have the financial resources. So you really have to look at how do you work with the private sector landowners, and you can creatively work with them because they have to respond to the market, and you have the water and sewer in your hand. So how can you provide, funding and assistance, but you're limited to a pay-as-you-go basis? And how do you do some marketing programs that combine? I think we thank you. I'm trying to remember. How do you explore some marketing programs? Because there really is an opportunity around the station area to do that, and you really have to look at some comprehensive planning and zoning changes because the market has changed. It's interesting. Our study doesn't give you very good immediate recommendations, but does kind of set the stage to look at the tools which you are going to have to go forward with the market work and the economic viability to assist in development decision-making as you move forward.
And Joni?
So as the studies that have been performed indicated that probably the primary use down in this area is going to be residential. So what we showed on the map here is a conceptual street layout for this neighborhood. And so what we really want to do is create a great walkable neighborhood. And so what we're showing are, a traditional sort of gridded street network that really also plays up the natural systems that it's adjacent to as amenities for this new neighborhood. And we really want to make it walkable. Now, and in terms of trying to make trail connections, recommendations that trail network be established all the way along County Road 43. And the city also has plans for a trail to go along this wetland and make some larger, broader community connections. So we want to make trail connections from this network here, this planned network, through the neighborhood in select locations. And as these connections, once again, could be around some other park and open space networks within that community, and making very pleasant connections from a trail standpoint to that station area, and also showing sidewalks, once again, along all of these streets. So what the goal is here is to really create a great network, a great residential area, and a very comfortable place for these new residents to access the station.
Todd, we'll let you wrap it up.
Thanks. Thank you. I guess the way I'm kind of looking at the TOD site, and I think the city is we're kind of looking at the whole community systemically or holistically. So we're not just thinking about the TOD, but how we can do improvements to the community as a whole, and then therefore how that could spin off to help the TOD. And I just want to, so we're doing detailed strategic planning. We're looking into the possibility of a retail analysis. Like I say, now this is sort of geared more for housing is what we're looking at in the market analysis. We formed a legacy foundation, which we just created this private-public partnership, and we think we can at some point maybe tie them into promoting the TOD and other aspects of our city. We've also, we need to promote mixed housing with shared common space and trails, as you had mentioned in the layout there, and connect that with the rest of the community. We do want to work with our partnering cities along the corridor. We think that's important. And then again, we need to figure out and find tools and strategies to help developers when they come in and be help in our marketing, improve our website design, and just exposure, I guess. So that's it.
Thank you, Todd. I'd
Thank
like
you.
to